We just sang about joy and peace and hope. We hear those words all the time. But I'd ask that each of us consider, do we have joy? And if so, where is it? Is it in our mind? Is it in our heart? Is it in our outward appearance? Is it genuine? The same with peace. Sometimes we have peace in our heart, it's so easy, everything is tranquil. But our minds, when we look around and see all the stuff there's no peace, nothing but chaos in our brains. And hope. I'm going to talk a lot about hope today. It's a great word, and we all try to find hope in our conscious day-to-day realization and awareness. And sometimes it's really, really difficult. And I'm going to say I'm going to come up with a few different ideas about hope later on in the service. But please ask yourself, where is this hope? Where is the peace? And where is the joy? And if you can find those three things and have them in your heart and your mind, your life will be enriched, I promise you. Maury was going to play guitar for us and sing this morning, and he threw his back out and was unable to get up and come today. So he asked for a rain check. I said, sure, any time. And he didn't even need an invite to just show up, and it's okay. It just will make room for it. So anyways, we may get out of here a little early today because we don't have a mini message. We don't have special music. We just, so I'm going to just go right on into announcements. First thing, I'd like to thank everyone for the beautiful wreaths and the Christmas tree and all those things. What's poinsettias? Yes. So somebody called them chrysanthemums the other day, and it took me by surprise. Anyway, but Kelly, that was and another. There are people here who have done some beautiful things this Christmas, and we should be aware that those amongst us, the people of our community, many people, maybe everyone in this community, has stepped out of their box of comfort and out of their norm and showed generosity and love and compassion to people they don't even know this season. So let's all maybe just take a, doesn't it feel good that this community can deliver that kind of love in this season? Thursday group will be when? Does anybody know? Okay, will it be the Thursday before New Year's? Maybe. Wayne will announce it next week. He can figure it out. Okay, all right. No healing circle till the 8th of January. Our board meeting will be January 8th. I'm going to ask a question this morning because I don't know. I've had mixed remarks about it. 2 weeks from today is January 1st, the beginning of the year 2023. For many years, about 15 years, we have done a burning bowl thing on New Year's. We didn't do it the last 2 years because it was just with COVID and all that stuff, but would you like to continue that ritual, or would you rather not? Yes? All right. We'll have Burning Bowl on the 1st of January, so be pondering that. What? I'm counting on it, yes. I have hope that will, and I have the peace of knowing that, yes, we'll have enough off after New Year's Eve. We surely will. And the annual meeting, and here again, I'm not proselytizing, but anybody who has come for a while who would like to be a voting member at our annual meeting, that requires actual membership. And we had several people join recently because they have chosen to be a voting member at our annual meeting and participate in the democracy of our corporation. So if you'd like to be a member between now and the 31st, and now and the 22nd of January, let me know, or Wayne, please. The annual meeting's the 22nd. Oh, and I'm just going to blow my own horn, I guess. The 28th of January, Take Your Medicine Band will be playing at the Cabaret. That's a Saturday night, the 28th. And in addition to Take Your Medicine will have a wonderful blues singer from Las Vegas. Her name is Shauna McCarty, and she's going to be joining the band that day. So it's going to be a great show, and it's free, the 28th of January. So write that down. Any other announcement? Wayne.
Patrick mentioned, I will be running the service on Christmas Day, and we have a special performance before the service actually begins of a Christmas cantata by Miss Emily Wood, who happens to be one of my granddaughters. So my plan is, it's such a beautiful music and then have it started at 10:45. And I recommend those of you who are going to be here, be in your seats by 10:45 because it'll put you in a beautiful Christmas mood for the whole service. And it ends with a couple of songs that we're actually going to sing together at the end of the cantata and have the ringing of the bells almost simultaneously. So the whole thing on Christmas Day is going to be all about joy. So join us joyously at 10:45.
Will there be presents in cocoa?
Yes. Well, not so you notice.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any other announcements? All right, then let's stand up and sing this beautiful old Christmas song, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Morning. Now we may embrace and greet each other as we choose in the old-time Church of the Oaks fashion.
Good morning, good to see you. Happy Sunday. Great to be here.
You gonna get your hug too?
Well,
You're not getting yours,
well,
huh?
I'm just standing up here.
Just witnessing the love?
Yeah, how's the world?
Oh, it's okay. You wear it on the outside or on the inside? Where is it, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. You're very nice of them to do this. Good to see you. Thank you.
Since everybody is kind of standing up, can I have your attention? Since everybody's standing up, let's do a little hand-to-hand circle here. Hand-to-hand. Could we all kind of join hands? Behind you. Hand-to-hand. Let's quiet all of the chaos in our lives, in our minds, in our hearts. Our energy is needed this morning, at least one amongst us. May we just in this chain of love and energy, that we send out our energy, our compassion, our understanding, to whatever it needs to be. Love endures all things.
Isn't it amazing that we can share our abundance of love and energy so easily? As we prepare ourselves for, I'm all out of sorts. Let's read together our affirmation of abundance. When we truly begin to want more for others than we want for ourselves, we will begin to notice amazing changes in our lives. Before we ponder that, I had a suggestion, and I just remembered it just now. Let's leave out more for others, and just when we want for others as we want for ourselves. Let's read it that way together, shall we? When we truly begin to want for others as we want for ourselves, then when we begin to notice amazing changes in our lives. Great suggestion. Thank you. May we ponder that wisdom. As we prepare ourselves for our time of meditation, let's sing together, Be Still and Know That I Am God, number 69 in the Wings of Song.
It's interesting how everything just flows together. Often many messages and Pat's message, you've noticed in the past, often on the same theme. It just seems to flow without anyone talking about it beforehand. And it seems to be so this morning with the meditation. Because on this meditation, first, I'd like you just to get very comfortable and clear your thoughts as best you can. Now, as you inhale a slow, deep breath, you'll be feeding the flame within you. With each breath, you ignite the light, and it gets brighter, and with each breath there is more calm. On the exhale, let your light surround you, but not just you, others, eventually to find just the right person or the situation somewhere in the world. So on the slow, deep inhale, see your soul light glowing and growing. And on the exhale, share your light with others. So let's begin. as we begin to end this meditation, just know that your light has found wherever it needs to go. You don't need to know. A higher source does. But also surround light around you, for the love of God surrounds you, protects you, and guides you.
Thank you, Kelly. And Michael, thank you. My computer has a little glitch in it, and here over the last couple of months, when I emailed the order of service, it reverts and emails October 16th service, and it's done that about 3 or 4 times. And that's what happened to Michael, and he sent me a little, thank you, got it, and he came this morning, so he never saw our list of songs till like 10 minutes till 11 today. So thank you, Michael. It's all impromptu. We talk about hope a lot. Do we even know what it is? Who, what, when, where? What is our hope? Most of us senior type persons say our hope is in our future generations. We've all said that, right? Most of us. Where do they get their hope? Surprisingly enough, it's from us. I watched I want to look at I got a couple notes today for a change. I want to start with a quote. Let the future say of our generation that we sent forth mighty currents of hope and that we worked together to heal the world. Jeffrey Sachs wrote that. I watched a very interesting documentary a couple weeks ago, and I think it was on Netflix, and I think it was called A Conversation, a discussion with the generation with Pope Francis. And it was all about discussions, sharing wisdom and knowledge and experiences with people who are seniors, 70, 80, 90 years old, 100 years old. 93-year-old woman skydives, has like 1,000 skydives, and continues to do so. And was, most of her adult life, a swimmer, contest swimmer in swimming meets, and amazing people. And I got to thinking, we all talk here at Church of the Oaks about sharing our stories. That's our community, and that. Would it be possible, and I don't know, I'm just kicking this out for you to ponder and think about, cuss and discuss, whatever you want. What if we told our real stories to the younger generation? We're always telling them that what they should and ought to do and what is the right thing to do. But I think genuine experience, genuine lessons learned from our experiences might be a great way to let younger generations know what incredible lives we've had, what amazing experiences What kind of crap and hell have we lived through? I've started trying to, I got this program, it's called Google Docs, and it's got a little toolbox in it, and you punch the little microphone in the toolbox, and you can talk to your computer, it writes it all down. It won't say naughty words, but it says everything else, writes everything else down. And because I want to share some of my very real experiences with my children. I've done some probably pretty awful, terrible things in my life, but I've learned huge lessons from them. And it's not what you'd call sitting around the dinner table conversation stuff, some of it. But I think it's important they are at least aware of what I learned. They think of me as a pretty wise old guy. Well, that didn't come easy. And I'm no different than any person in this room. I ran across a quote years ago. It was something like, when we think of ourselves, we're just one little speck in 8 billion human beings, and even a way smaller speck in all the trillions of life forms and living things on this planet. Very insignificant little speck. But to someone in our life, we might be a major part of their world. We might be their hero. We might be their hope. And where do our younger people get their hope from? They get it from the television, the internet, Twitter. We're all going to be around a lot of people perhaps this next 3 weeks. I don't think any of us could possibly begin to imagine who might be the recipient of the energy that we give off, who might hear the things we say, who might see what we do, and might be looking for an example to follow, might be looking for something to have hope in, to find wisdom in. And I'm talking to a room full of amazing human beings, wonderful people. But I think all of us, myself way included, might use a little bit more awareness, especially when we're intermingling in this time of joy, holiday, festivities. But it's also the time of the greatest amount of depression and sadness and loneliness. And it's cold, and people are sleeping outside, and they're hungry. We have an infinite number of opportunities to be hope for someone, to bring joy into a life that's pretty dark, and to be able to share the peace that runs through our very core in this time of huge chaos. You can't drive down the road 10 miles without having anger and anxiety. I don't think it's humanly possible this time of year in California. But every time we have this pang. Maybe it's time to just, deep inside, I'm filled with peace and love and understanding and forgiveness. Why do I let my little monkey mind just get all crazy and bent out of shape? I ran across some quotes. I'm just going to share a few of them with you. Maybe they'll stick, maybe they won't. But one I like is, remember how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. You are not where you want to be, perhaps, but you aren't where you were. Yeah, I haven't reached my prime yet, but I'm working on it. But I'm better than I was last week, I think. There comes a day when you realize that turning the page is the best feeling in the world, because you realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Michael's up here shaking his head. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that one. I think we all do. Deepak Chopra said, every time you're tempted to react in the same old way, ask if you want to be a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future. And as we live these next few weeks, we could maybe keep some of these things in mind, because not only Big Brother is watching, maybe little sister, and maybe neighbor Bill, and neighbor Mary, maybe our kids or our grandkids. There's people watching. And we have just our very existence means something to those people in our lives. And I think with that meaning there comes a huge responsibility for us to be mindful and share our best selves, our highest selves. Share our understanding and our patience. We've all learned a patience. Sometimes it's difficult to use it and display it, but we've all learned how. We're not kids. We've all learned about forgiveness. To what extent? That's different for each one of us. But we, every person in this room, we are the hope for someone. We truly are. That's quite a gift for us to share with humanity. The first time I gave a talk at Christmas was 21 years ago, next Sunday. And I went all out to make it the best Christmas message anybody ever gave. And I was really intent on doing that. So the dollar store, they loved me. I went to the dollar store, and Kelly, you'll remember this, probably the only one. Maybe Bonnie will remember. We had a few young people then, and I had this foil-covered box, like a big Christmas present. And I had the young people carry the box, take the lid off, and give everybody a wrapped gift that I had gotten at the dollar store. And I told nobody, please wait to unwrap them all together. You remember this, Kelly? And when everybody unwrapped it, this is the best gift you can give to anyone. And it was a mirror. and you look in the mirror, and what you're looking at is the best gift you could ever give anyone. We are hope to people we aren't even aware of. And each of you is the best gift you can ever give anyone. Not just at Christmas, any day. If you haven't heard me yet, you won't. So that's all I've got to say this morning. I'm going to be gone next. I'm going to be home in bed having hot chocolate and looking at Christmas presents. I won't be here. Wayne will. But I wish you all a very, very sweet and loving Christmas. And so it is. Let's stand up and sing a song that I'm not familiar with, but I'm going to ask Michael to play it through for us once. I love the lyrics. And I thought, what a wonderful way to leave today with the lyrics in this last song.